Just your average everyday trucker, keeping it real. I'm your host, Chris Blodgett, and you're listening to Real Talk Tuesday. Today's topic is going to be running on fumes. This is episode 91. Once again, guys, welcome. Appreciate you being here. So, running on fumes for this week's Real Talk Tuesday episode, kind of inspired by the way things have gone this week for me. The last couple days, especially. Oh, well, especially last night. And, well, see, that's kind of what I'm saying. Like, last night into this morning, it's like when I'm chatting, especially with like my a friend of mine, that author I told you guys about named Dave up in PA, another trucker or whatever. Basically, he'll call me in the middle of the night when it's like 2 o'clock or so my time in the morning, and he's starting his day, and I'm maybe 2 or so hours away from Nashville. And for me, let's say it's my day. Let's say it's like Tuesday, or let's say it's Thursday into Friday for me, like early Friday morning. But for me, it's still Thursday because that's kind of how my mind works. For me, even like right now, it's just shy of 6 o'clock in the morning. I am probably maybe like 40 or so minutes away from. I took a load from Lebanon to Knox, and got dispatched from Knox back to Lebanon, and I'll be taking a load from Lebanon back to Nashville to be done for the day. But for me right now, it is still technically, because at the time of this recording, it's Sunday morning, right before my 2 days off. But for me, it's still Saturday. Now when I go to sleep and wake up, then okay, cool, it's tomorrow. Me and Dave will have that little go back and forth. He's like, nah, it's Friday. It's Friday, man. I'm like, no, it's still Thursday. And, no, it's Friday. I'm like, maybe for you. But I came in and started my shift on Thursday, so until I come back in tomorrow, or come back in after I sleep, it's still Thursday. And I'm sure a lot of people can, have that debate back and forth quite a bit for quite a while, it's already tomorrow. It's like, no, it's not. It's not tomorrow until I wake up. But, so days kind of blend together for me and stuff. It's just one of those where, like right now for me, yeah, it's Sunday morning. But it's been, so let's see, Thursday night into Friday morning, it was pretty late. I think I got back like, I think I went to bed at like 9. So like it has having some pretty late nights the last few days. And then Friday night, I didn't have to come in until like 10 because of the load I was running. I basically went from Nashville to Lebanon. There's a Chewy distribution center there with like the animal, like the pet products and stuff, like food, pet toys, pet like water, pet products like water bowls, cat toys, treats, So I had to go out there and pick up a load of Chewy in a 53-foot trailer and run that trailer out to Memphis. I was like, all right, sounds easy enough. But then I was standing at the freaking shipping area for like 45 minutes or an hour because nobody was at the desk. And they have you in this cage. I'm sure my truckie friends out there, you guys know what I'm talking about. When you go inside to check in, and you're immediately in this like literally a cage where you got a fence all around you. There's a gate in front of you that only can get through with the badge, or if they let you in. And they have a little box for the bills of lading there, where so literally like they don't let the drivers in there for the most part. Like there's a bathroom right there in the cage, but otherwise, so nobody was at the desk right next to the cage. So I'm standing there, and people kept walking by, and of course I don't know. So I randomly, as somebody's walking by, I'm like, hey, if the light's green, am I allowed to back under it and hook up to it? Because I've never been here before. I want to make sure, shipping, I don't even remember what they call him. Oh, the shipping person, yeah, he'll she'll be back in a little bit. I'll radio for her, let her know. I'm like, oh, okay. And someone else comes over and literally walks over to try to, engage with me, like, hey, so what can we do for you? I'm like, hey, do you know if the light's green, are we able to back under it? And he's, oh yeah, the shipping lady, she'll be on her way back over here. She'll be home. I'm like, well, I'm thinking like, why did you come over here? Because obviously, like, I'm a driver, because I'm, got my FedEx outfit on, I'm in the cage, obviously I'm here to pick up a load. Obviously I don't work for Chewy, so, okay, so what was the point of you walking over here? But alright, cool, thanks, sir, appreciate it, It's like, face palm, So after about 45 minutes, this lady finally comes in there and, gets me the bills. Which is fun. I always find it funny when I get bills when I'm picking up a FedEx load, because we actually, when we deliver, we usually deliver those trailers to another terminal, so we don't, like, once we leave with that load, even with the bills, pretty much those bills usually get thrown away because, like, FedEx has a copy of them or whatever already, so it's not like we don't even turn them in, Because then all those packages literally get taken off the trailer, and that's why they have what they call the package handlers. Those are the people that work inside the FedEx hubs that are basically unloading the trailers. And if you've never been inside a FedEx hub before, it's I'm sure UPS is probably similar, but it's pretty cool thing when you walk through a hub, and literally it's like you watch packages as they are coming off the trailer on a conveyor belt, and they got scanners along the conveyor belt, and then they have little mechanisms that, like, it'll scan the package, and then those packages on the conveyor belt get redirected different directions, and then as they get close to the department of the warehouse, pretty much of the floor that they have to be on, near whatever box truck they're going to be going on for whatever route they're going to be getting delivered on. Then of course the package handler that comes over, and they'll pick it up and they'll place it behind whatever truck is supposed to basically take it to deliver it. So pretty interesting stuff. But so I get out there to Memphis, and it's probably like between 5 and 5:15 when I get out there. And, I'm tired, of course, it's like 200 something miles to Memphis, so 5 in the morning, and I'm still, like, have to go back to Nashville. I'm going, well, okay, gonna be fairly late when I get home. You know, I was thinking like 8 or 9. You know, like maybe 7 or 8, 7 to 9, somewhere like that. And so I called Nashville, and of course, like, hey, you know, I didn't want to go track down the line haul office in Memphis. I figured, well, I'll just call Nashville and say, hey, can you know, any chance you could put me in there for an empty from Memphis? Oh no, you gotta call Memphis or Olive Branch. I'm like, okay. Like, oh, we have the number if you need it. I'm like, all right, cool. So they give me the number. I didn't really look at it. I should have, but I put the number in my phone as far as like saved it in one of my notepad on my phone, and went ahead and called it, and they didn't answer like which location they were. They basically just said line haul. So I'll admit my mistake. I kind of assumed that I was talking to Memphis line haul. So yeah, I just brought a loaded 53 into you guys, and I was wondering, like, do you have anything going back, or could you dispatch me with an empty back towards Nashville? Oh, we have a Lebanon trailer. I was like, well, I could take it to Nashville. It's like, oh, it really needs to go to Lebanon. So I understand that, but I end my day in Nashville. If I go to Lebanon, I'm literally passing Nashville, deliver it in Lebanon, and then I have to get dispatched from Lebanon back to Nashville. So it's just real painful, you know, pain in the ass. So, and by that point being tired, I'm like, it's already really late. I'd rather not have that extra probably hour and a half out of my day just because you guys want this. I was like, if I get to Nashville, they can get it to Lebanon. I promise you, it's not that hard. You know, it's like half an hour away. They can get it out there a lot easier than if it didn't get picked up in, you know, Memphis or Olive Branch at all, pretty much, you know. So, but I was like, but I could take it to Nashville. That's not a problem. She goes, all right, that's fine. I'll dispatch you with that loaded trailer for Lebanon. But I'll dispatch you to Nashville. They'll probably make you go to Lebanon. I'm like, no, they can try it, but they can't make you do shit. It's like, they can request, and I can deny it. I can say, no, I'm taking this to Nashville. I'm dispatched to Nashville. That's where the trailer's going. That's where I'm going to drop it. And then I'm going to go home. So it's like, all right, you know, but... So here I'm thinking I'm talking to Memphis. And so I go to heat up my food and hit the bathroom, and I'm refreshing on the app, and it's still saying no assigned load, please call line haul. I'm going, okay, usually it takes a minute, so I gave it a little bit longer. And it's still, you know, no assigned load, please call line haul. So I walked by the line haul office and went ahead and walked in there, and I was like, yeah, I was told I'm taking a loaded trailer that's going to Lebanon, but I'm taking it to Nashville. And they're like, oh, we're not seeing anything in there for you. I'm like, but who'd you talk to? I'm like, I have no idea. I just talked to a lady on the phone. She didn't say her name. She just... So I brought up yeah, we have no idea. Like, nobody in here has any record of, you know, talking to anybody, you know, within the past half an hour. I'm like, oh, that's kind of weird. So I pulled my phone out, brought up the number. And I'm like, well, yeah, because I talked to, I called this number, and as soon as I was gonna say I called this number, and I looked at my phone, freaking said Mississippi on the freaking number or whatever. I'm like, like some bitch. So I was like, oh crap. And he was like, oh yeah, that makes sense. Let me look up that location. Yep. I see here that they got you on the schedule for that trailer going to Lebanon, but they got you in there for going to Nashville. I'm like, so I can't just like get dispatched out of here. Like, no, unfortunately, but we could sign you an empty to go down, or we could, you know, get you loaded or dispatched with an empty to go down there. It's only like 20 minutes away. I'm like, yeah, but we're like 5:45, 6 o'clock at this point. I was like, all right, fine, whatever, you know. So I went and, you know, tracked down an empty 53 and got myself dispatched, took off, and I got down there. I get to Olive Branch, which is not that bad of a, you know, the route I took from Memphis to get down there, it's not a route I've taken before. And apparently I realized, oh, there's a Love's and a Flying J along that route that's not far from Memphis or Olive Branch. Like, cool, all right. I'd been out there a couple times late at night doing Olive Branch loads, and didn't know there was any truck stops anywhere close. You know, figured you had to go a little ways outside of Memphis to to hit something. I'm like, oh, cool. There's a couple places that are actually like within 10 miles, you know, between Memphis and Olive Branch. So I'm like, oh, all right, cool, you know. Of course, when I figured that out, I was like, oh, I don't need to stop at a truck stop right now. I need to just get this loaded trailer picked up from Olive Branch and take off to get headed back towards Nashville. So I was like, all right. So I get there, I log in, still loading. I'm like, crap. So I bring up the, I bring it up, and I, because it has like the location on it where you can figure out where in the yard it is. So I drop my empty trailer, and I'm bobtailing around trying to find it, and I'm not seeing it over where it says it's supposed to be. And so, I go ahead and call the line haul number again that I called. And this time I get a guy on the phone. Hey, thank you for calling line haul. Can I help you? I was like, yes, sir. I was told I'm taking a trailer that's loaded for Lebanon, but I'm taking it to Nashville, and I just came in here with an empty 53. Can you please check on the, can you please check it out for me? Oh, absolutely. All right. What's the trailer number? Gave it to him. Oh, yeah, we see that's located over section blah, blah, blah. And, yeah, I still see that it's still in the process of being loaded. I said, I see that, too, on the app. Do you have an ETA of when that's going to be ready to go? Because I can't hang around for too long. I really got to get out of here. Oh, I can check on that. Yeah, hold on one second. On hold with elevator music for 5 minutes. Finally comes back. He goes, so go ahead and grab an empty 53. We're going to go ahead and dispatch you back to Nashville just with an empty. I'm like, okay, cool. Because when it said it was being loaded still, and the guy didn't know how long it was going to take, I was thinking I might have to get my boss involved, because they're going to probably want me to, sit around here for a couple hours waiting on this trailer, because it really has to get to Lebanon. I get you, but if you're insisting I take that trailer, but then it's not even ready to go when I get there. It's like, okay, this is why I was saying, can I just get dispatched straight back to Nashville? Because, yes, you have a trailer that has to go, but I'm here now, and it's not ready for a while. So it's like, obviously, this isn't going to work. But fellow truckers out there, you guys know how it is. Like, dispatch, they'll try to push it over on you. Oh, we really need you to do that. Okay, I get you. Then you get your driver manager involved, and suddenly, like, never mind, they just say grab it empty. All right, cool, thanks. Really appreciate it. I dealt with that a little bit down in Atlanta the last time I was down there. Was trying to get out of there, and basically was having to call line haul in Atlanta and getting basically, yeah, please hold. Put you on hold, then like 10 minutes later, they finally come back, or the call drops, you have to call back, and down there I finally called I called my boss and said, is there anything you can do? Because I've been trying to get in touch with line haul to get me assigned either a load going back to Nashville or get me set up with an empty so I can take off, and I keep getting hung up on. He goes, yeah, hold on a second. And he's like, yeah, what's the number for the location you're calling? I'm like, here it is. So 5 minutes later, suddenly I get a text from him saying, you'll be set up in 2 minutes. Go ahead and grab an empty 53. Sweet. So I was thinking that that was going to be the case out there in Olive Branch, because if they wanted me to grab that trailer, but it's still showing loading, and I'm going, can you guys find out how long it's going to be, because I really got to go. Like, I can't sit here and wait for a couple hours for that trailer. I'm already on fumes as far as like energy level goes. I was like, I need to get out of here. And thankfully it didn't come to that. They came back like, all right, go ahead and grab an empty 53, we'll dispatch you. Like, I could be like 45 minutes to an hour closer to Nashville by this point, because but you guys want me to come over here to pick this trailer up, it's not even ready. So it's like, man. So it's like, oh man, all right. So I take off, and of course I text the boss to let him know that, yeah, line haul had their heads up their asses or something. I don't know what's going on. So they insisted I come down here. Instead of leaving from Memphis to come straight back to Nashville, they sent me over here to Olive Branch, because they had this load that absolutely has to get to Lebanon, but then it's not ready. So I told them, I said, basically, when they said grab an empty 53, I hightailed it back over to where I dropped my empty trailer I brought in, I rehooked to that one, got myself dispatched and took off because I was like, well, obviously I'd already inspected the trailer, so I knew it was good. So I was like, I'm just gonna grab what I brought in. So I let him know what's going on. He's, oh, copy that. Yeah, that sucks. Yeah, FedEx can be real pain in the ass sometimes. Like, yep. So I finally get back to the hub, probably right around 11. Get home by like 11:30, 11:45. I could have gotten home sooner, but when you're literally, you've been up all night, you're on, like, literally, that's why the topic today is running on fumes, because you get to that point where you want, like, there's decisions you're trying to make, but mentally you just can't do it. Case, like, for example, when I bobtailed out to park in the front lot where we park, I was parking like three or so. I think it was like 3 rows away from where I parked my Ram. And there, like 2 rows up, there was a little bit of a gap where I looked like I could probably park there and be a little closer to my Ram, and, less of a walk to go get my personal vehicle. And I was looking at that space up ahead. I was thinking to myself, should I move up there? But literally, I'm looking at the space and I'm asking myself, should I move up there? And I literally could not make a decision. Either way, like, I couldn't make the decision to actually do it. And I was like, I don't know. So finally, I just said, well, obviously, I'm not going to do it because my mental capacity is shot right now. So I did my post trip, whatever, and logged off, grabbed my stuff, and walked over to my personal vehicle to head home. It's like, oh man. So I get home probably about. I'm home by noon, get gas, take my youngest out to go get like chicken sandwiches at good old Bojangles. Then come back home and I heard there was like she was gonna have a friend coming over or whatever. Our kitchen was kind of a mess, so I was like, I had one of those moments where like I wanted to go straight up and go to bed, but I thought, well, the wife's still at work, my oldest was still asleep. Grandson wasn't there, he was over at the other grandparents' house. And I thought, well, I really don't want a guest coming over to see the kitchen this way, so I'll go ahead and massively clean the kitchen. Got the dishwasher running, pots and pans washed. I think I had one that had to soak because, of course, it was really bad. But other than that, just basically scrub the counter, scrub the stove, or the stovetop or whatever. And by that point, of course, here we are, like 12:30, 1 o'clock, and then I'm like, all right, gonna go ahead and go upstairs, but then you have to lay around and cool off because you're freaking hot by that point. Always fun when you're going 70 because that's the speed limit, and the guy merges on, car merges onto the highway, but they merge on there and they stay at 55 for a good 2 miles before they, you're kind of hovered behind them, and then they kind of speed up, but here we are, we're still at 60. I'm like, come on, dude, speed up. It's 70 miles an hour on this interstate, dude. But my exit for the highway I'm taking to head over to Lebanon is like a mile or 2 away, so that's why I'm kind of hanging out back here instead of, trying to pass them or whatever. So it's like, not worth it. They're going 60 to 70. I'm like, all right, now I know you can go faster than that because I have the same exact kind of pickup truck that you do. They get on for an exit and then they get off on the next exit. That's interesting. But so I get to bed at 1, and of course we had my youngest cat. We have 3 cats. And we have she's not a tabby, but she looks like a tabby, but I guess because she has an orange in her fur color or whatever, so she's a tortie. Those of you cat lovers out there, you probably know what I'm talking about. I didn't know this, but my wife kind of looked at them. She said, no, she's not a tabby, she's a tortie. I'm like, oh, okay, cool. But she's still pretty young, and she has a very high-pitched meow. And so, we'll be trying to go to sleep, and she'll want to be let out of the room, even though we have a litter box, food, water, and stuff up there. But she'll want to be let out of the room, so she'll sit at the door, very high pitch. Yeah. The other cats will just find somewhere to curl up and they'll go to sleep. But Sage, the youngest cat, will just high pitch. And it's so high pitched that I'll be in dead sleep and that high pitched meow will kind of break through enough, suddenly I'm alert a little bit. Still half asleep, but I'm a little bit alert now of what's going on. And then, but at the same time, then you're also annoyed because then you know you're not asleep. So you're tired and you're partially woken up by this high-pitched meow going on. And it's like that, oh, you want to throw something across the room, but you don't because, you don't necessarily want to hurt her, but you're kind of pissed off at her, So it got to a point where I rolled over and looked at my phone, and it was like 2 o'clock, a little bit after 2. I had set my alarm for like initially 7:30. When it was 1 o'clock, thinking, well, that'll give me at least 6.5 hours. I should be good to run my last night of the week tonight. Told the boss I should get hours back by like 8:45, 9 o'clock. He was at work. It's probably gonna be a Knoxville or Kodak run tonight. I said, all right, cool. And so by like 2:30, she's meowing. Like literally, she'd wait like a good 10-15 minutes, silence, and so I'd finally be drifting off sleep and back awake. So I get my phone, I roll over, get my phone, I text the wife because she's downstairs. I was like, can you send Bug up to grab Sage? Because or grab the meowing, because one of the nicknames we have for her is the Gray Ghost. She's a good hider. So I was like, can you send Bug up to grab the meowing Gray Ghost? I was like, I literally drift off a little bit, and then she meows, and I'm back awake again. And then I put my phone back on the charger and roll back over, and not even a minute or two later, I hear a thump, and then shuffle, 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 and then I hear the squeak of the doorknob as the doors being closed. So when I got up tonight or last night at I moved my alarm up to like 8:30, like 8:15, 8:30, because I thought, well, at this point I'm only gonna get 5 hours, so I bumped it ahead a little bit. Or bumped it later, so that way I'd get a little bit more sleep, in hopes that I could actually like make it through the night, as far as working. But I got up and was chatting with my kiddo, and she's like, "Did you hear me come in there?" I said, yeah." I was like, I didn't look, because I heard a thump, and then shuffle, 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 and then the door closed. And she was, "Yeah, I tripped, and I hit the door, and that's why I heard the thump." And then when I opened the door, Sage actually ran out of the room, and oh, that must have been the shuffle, shuffle, shuffle I heard. I was like, oh, nice to know what the thump was, though. She's like, yeah, so I didn't even have to grab her. It's like, I just opened the door, came in there, and she came hauling ass out of there. I'm like, oh, cool, all right. I was like, yeah, I was like, just trying to see if I can get at least enough sleep to be able to work my shift. And she makes that difficult when she's meowing at the door. So I was like, all right, cool. Thank you. I appreciate you coming in there to get her. Because then I conked out pretty quick afterwards. So last night I came in to run when I got up at 8:30, I texted my boss. I was like, so what's the plan? And he was, it's either Knoxville or Kodak or double Huntsville. I said, sir, with all due respect, we're like the easier the better tonight. I said, I'm freaking exhausted. I was like getting held up in Memphis and then having that wasted time being sent down there to Olive Branch, and then basically just turning around, grabbing the empty, and taking off from there again. I was like, I'm extremely tired. I'll do whatever you need me to do, but I would prefer Knoxville or Kodak, because the double Huntsville, that's 8 trailers. That's 2 down, 2 back, 2 down, 2 back. Unless they if they send me down with a 53 each time, then I won't complain about it at all, because 1 trailer, hook it up and just, it's easy to hook up and go, but 2 trailers, especially when I'm already tired, probably 30 minutes to an hour, could be worse than that, because I had one occasion when I did a double Huntsville when I was probably as tired as I was last night when I started, and one of the hookups took me an hour and a half to do because I didn't set it up quite right, and so it wasn't hooking up, so I had to literally take it back apart, reset everything back up, and then I got it hooked up, but it was like an hour and a half just to get hooked up and get out of there. And I was like, I hate that, because that adds time onto your day that you're not even like out driving, you're just trying to get the shit hooked up. So thinking about it recently about doing these overnights and not being on the run I'm supposed to be on. Which suppose I'm going to be back on the 1st, but I'm kind of like, I'm waiting and seeing how that's going to go because it's supposed to be back on my run. Initially, it was like, there's 1 week I'm supposed to be back on it, but then supposedly something happened with FedEx. Oh, it's now been pushed back. It's over here. It's going to be this date now. And then it was like last week or the week before was the last time I was told, yeah, it's going to be next week or the week after that, you're going to be back on there. But then last Friday happened, and I was still not on my run, doing the Farina, Illinois run. His assistant, John, was still running it, Not sure exactly why. I kind of think something happened, like maybe his run got canceled or something, and so it was easier to pull me off and have me do this late night crap and give him my run that I got hired to do. And I'm like, nope, I'm not happy with that, but I kind of been dealing with it the past couple months, just hanging in there, trying to see how things go, 'cause the way I look at it, I'm not looking I really don't like leaving. Like, unless something's really, like, if there's something I'm really, really, really unhappy with the job, I try to do my best to hang in there, because, sometimes things get better, and the job itself, I don't mind it. It's more of the schedule, like, being on standby, waiting, like, late at night, waiting for a text, and being like, so what are we doing? Oh, yeah, call FedEx. They're like, oh, we don't have anything. All right. So then I'm not working, I'm losing the day, and they try to call me at 2 in the morning and say, like, oh, actually, we have such and such. I don't even answer the phone if it's after a certain time. Nope. You guys told me you didn't have anything. So now I go across the street, get a couple of my adult beverages, and chill out for the night, work on the online biz stuff. I take advantage of the downtime, figure, well, I'm not working, I might as well do something productive. But so one of those, just, and I'm trying my best to focus tonight, because you know how it is when you're utterly exhausted, like you've not gotten enough sleep, you've been working graveyards, because I don't know, because it's like then you're trying to. Hell, I kind of dealt with it last night when doing the daily action steps for my business. Because it's only an hour or two a day. The legacy builder program I'm doing, and I got 1 or 2 things uploaded. A couple pieces of content. Doing what I had to do. But then part of what I'm trying to do daily is I'm going live on Facebook for like at least 15 minutes, and depending on if I can't get it done earlier in the day, then I might go live while I'm on my way to work. And I was doing that live, and as you guys are probably aware, if you've actually worked graveyards or lacked sleep or whatever, been really, really, really tired, you get to a point where you're trying to, let's say you're trying to communicate like a certain point, you're trying to get a certain point across, and it's like you know what you want to say. But it's like your mouth doesn't want to cooperate with you, though. Like, you end up like having to really focus and really enunciate what you're talking about, just so that you can hopefully speak clearly. And it's like, man, it is so. For those of you who haven't experienced that, it is a challenge. Like working, like we truckers out here, we work insane shifts as it is, and I know it's not as bad as like say doctors or whatever. Because I know you guys really, hats off to you guys, doctors and nurses, medical professionals in general. Holy crap! Because I know you guys will work like a couple of days straight or something, have like little dorm rooms, that you guys will, or the on-call rooms or whatever they're called. So hats off to you guys. I could not do it. I thought about, hey, should I try? Maybe I should go be a doctor. And I was like, oh man, I see all the doctor shows and see what y'all. I know that doesn't even probably touch the surface of what y'all deal with, but just based on what I've seen on TV or whatever, I'm like, yeah, that would suck. Like, but I deal with crap hours out here as well as as a driver, because 70-hour work weeks, 600-mile days, and then lately, sleeping a lot more during the day than I am at night during the work week because, you know, my normal run is being run by someone else for no reason. No, I have no explanation why. But then I'm on these overnight shifts. You know, basically, I do my best to try to take care of other stuff. It's like my bro Rico, we were chatting yesterday. You know, and he was like, because I told him, I was like, yeah, there's some of these other things that I'm seeing as I'm going through the training with the Links to Builder program and kind of, you know, implementing the stuff I'm doing and whatever, and following the lead of, you know, other, like the leaders or whatever, they're doing things a certain way or they're doing certain things. I'm like, I want to do that, but I'm waiting until I can kind of get my business off the ground. And my bro Rico's like, hey, bro, like, don't not do it, you know, and don't wait to do it until you get your legacy stuff off the ground. You should go ahead and do it because, like, you're leaving money on the table that you can be making. And I'm like, I told him, I was like, well, bro, the problem is like, there's things I have to, like, you know, I have to figure out what to do, and there's, like, I have to go through the training again, figure out how to do it, how I can get certain, you know, products that I can list on the other side, like a kind of like it's kind of like an online store, kind of. So it's like separate from what I'm already currently doing. And I said, right now, I said, bro, I'm stretched. Like, stretched thin doesn't even cover it. Like, when my wife and I were kind of not really fighting, but having a quote discussion, and you know, she was talking about how like there's days obviously she feels alone because, like, you know, it's just her and the kids, and I'm like, yeah, well, I'm here every day, but my schedule, depending on what I'm working that day, makes it pretty tough. She was, I understand you're stretched thin and stuff. I am too. And I'm like, well, stretched thin doesn't even cover it. I was like, most of the time I'm just like it's almost like dead man walking. I'm like, you know, I'm dead on my feet, whatever. But I'm up. I'm doing stuff. But mentally, I may not be 100% there. So it's like crap. But I'm still doing my best to try to at least keep taking action every day, even if I can't do as much as I need to do. Like last night, getting, you know, 1 or 2 items up, 1 or 2 pieces of content for the business uploaded, and then going live for that 10 or 15 minutes, you know, until I got to work, and then sharing that to my business profile, sharing that to all my other platforms like LinkedIn, Twitter, my blog, and then of course sharing the stories, sharing the groups, you know, basically just going through the daily action steps to keep, because lately, you know, it's just any progress is, you know, good. So, but I'm trying to practice what I preach, and even though I feel like collapsing, still taking action and doing what I gotta do, you know. So, but anyway, y'all, you know, that's pretty much the inspiration for tonight's topic. You know, just being like tired doesn't even cover it. But thank God though, I'm finally getting back from Knoxville back over here to Lebanon. Now I just gotta arrive myself, figure out where the loaded, I've heard it's a single, like a loaded 53, watch it be doubles, maybe motherfucker, but hoping it's a single trailer, so I have less work, just so I can, you know, get loaded and take off, so I can get over to Nashville and get home and go to bed. Because technically, I'm off today, technically, even though I'm still here working, but, so, but, in a closing note, you know what I was like, if anybody that, and again, I apologize, you know, it's me trying to speak clearly, but being like, you know, dead on my feet, but still actually functioning, you know, because I'm pretty good at what I do. It's pretty easy for me to, I come out here and I do it, but then the wife's trying to hold a conversation with me, and I'm doing my best, you know. But that's why I do my cappuccinos at night, you know. Whenever I get picked up, and I'll stop at Love's, grab a cappuccino, and I'll be drinking that, going on, and all of a sudden I'll be all happy, you know, like, woo. Till a couple hours later, I'm like, man, I want another one. So, but hope everybody's doing well. I really appreciate you guys hanging out with me tonight. If anybody would like to support the show, please do go to blodgetshow.com/support. There's an option for a one-time contribution, and there's an option for a monthly contribution, which could be for as little as $1 per month. As always, much appreciated. Thank you very much in advance. If you would like to, for anybody out there that would like to learn what I am currently doing, like how to learn how to basically build your social media profiles from 0 following, 0 friends, whatever. Learn how to start earning online, even if you've never been able to earn online before. Go to blodgetshow.com/freedom. Put your email address in there. The information is free. You don't have to pay anything to find out what it's all about. But put your email address in there. Respond to my email with any questions you have, and check it out. See what you think. But on that note, you know what I always say, guys. Keep being positive. Keep believing. Keep pushing forward. Believe you can. Believe you will, and you're already halfway there. And then you just have to go out there and do it. But on that note, guys, I really appreciate you. And I look forward to hanging out with you guys on Friday for episode, I believe, 92, for the next episode of Story Time Friday. On that note, you guys have a great rest of your week, and we'll talk to you later. Have a good one.